Hello everybody, this is Molly. Well, I'm going to try to record a video for the umpteenth time, and I hope this is something y'all might be interested in. It's going to seem a little bit complicated if you're brand new to this, but believe me, once just 2 or 3 times through it and you will make it'll be so easy you won't be able to stand it. Okay, what we're going to do today is open our Silhouette program and Cricut Design Space. Now, on the Silhouette program, if you do not have a Silhouette Cameo, I believe you can still download the Silhouette program to your computer without the machine. I did before I bought mine and played with it for several weeks. And what you're going to find if you get familiar with it is they have some wonderful editing tools in there. Now, it says it is for Silhouette users. I have both machines, so I don't feel the least bit guilty about doing what I'm doing. But if you don't have the Silhouette machine, I'm not sure if how long it'll let you use this or not. But if you have both machines, these are some tips. The Cricut Design Space, these will be some tips you might enjoy. Okay, what we're going to do is create a custom title. I'm sorry I'm on this screen with not much else on it. We're going to create a custom title for a scrapbook page using images from Cricut, but actually edit them and design them with ease in the Silhouette Studio. So what I'm going to do is go to the Cricut Design. I'm in Cricut Design Space. I pick cartridges. I'm going to type in the word Anna because y'all know I'm an Anna Griffin nut. Okay, so this program has come up. I'm just doing one. Um, oh, I'm not signed in. Hold on just a minute. It's acting like I need to buy everything. Okay, I'm logged in now. You know I edited that out. And I'm going to go to this. I'm just picking an Anna. We're going to kind of wing it here. I'm just picking an Anna cartridge to open. And it's showing that I purchased it now. I'm going to go down because we're close to Valentine's Day. I'm going to hit the word love. I'm going to hit the word you. And I'm going to pick this little fella right here. Okay, so I'm going to insert those images. Okay, I'm going to just move them away from each other. I'm going to go in and ungroup them. I'm selecting each one and ungrouping because they have the, oh wait, hold on, I didn't select it. There you go. Hit ungroup. Okay, and then I'm just going to take the top layers from each one and then get rid of all the rest. Hold on. Let me select all these layers, get rid of those, select all these layers. Well, let's move this down a little bit more. Okay, now we can select all these layers, get rid of those. Select these two layers and get rid of those. Okay, so now what I'm left with is just the top layers of these things. Now, if you looked at this flower when I first downloaded it, you'll notice that every layer was a single color. So when you cut it, you're going to have the top layer. Either your leaves will be the color of the flowers or your flowers will be the color of the leaves. Either way you want to look at it. Oh, look, I'm getting some notifications down there. Okay. And then these things had backgrounds to them. They were pretty. But what if you want to do something and kind of merge yourself a title, like let's say this. I'm going to take this and spin it around. And let's say you want to do something where you put this maybe here and cut another one and put it up here. So I'm going to duplicate, copy this and paste it. And let's say you wanted to do something like this. Okay, I'm going to bring this to the front so it's a little prettier. Bring to front. Okay, so let's say you wanted to cut yourself a title, something like that. Ugh. Okay, but let's act like you did. Okay, so, and you wanted to not have to cut this, all this, to just to get pink flowers now. So what would you do? Okay, I'm going to take these things and line them out on the screen like this. Now I'm going over to insert shape. I'm going to take a square, unlock it so that I can create a triangle. Take this, cover this up, fill this square with white. I'm going to move it to the back. Oh, I'm going to go up in here and arrange, move it to the back. And now I'm going to go down here. You can't see where I'm going, but down here at the bottom where I'm on Windows 10, where you can look up an app on your computer. I'm just typing in snipping tool, and this comes up, this app. It's on Windows 10, and I get my snipping tool. It's going to allow me to capture an image of my screen. So now I have an image of these things. I'm going to hit File. Say, oh, God darn, I did it wrong. Okay, I'm going to hit get myself an image. Okay, now I'm going to go to File, Save As instead of New Snip. Sorry about that. And I'm going to name this thing AG New Snip because I already have saved several of these. So we're going to save that. Okay, got to remember it was under Documents. Now I'm going to go to Silhouette. I'm clicking it at the bottom. I'm going to hit File, Merge, and I'm going to go to, what did we call that thing? New Snip, Anna Griffin New Snip. So that's going to come up. You'll notice it's real little when it comes up, but we're going to hit the Select tool, select it, make it bigger. Just too big for what we need, but big enough for my eyes to see. Okay, now I'm going to go up here under Trace, and I'm going to go select Trace Window, come around here. Now this is going way slower than I would do it normally. Okay, that's a pretty good trace. You can see where all the outside edges are pretty clean, and that's just under High Pass Filter. If you wanted to get a better trace, I usually click that off, and then I'm going to trace. Okay, I bet I get a better trace this time. Oh, I did. See how these are perfectly traced? And look, I even got the little where my cursor was on the other screen in Cricut. Okay, so now right now these are all one thing. So what I want to do to separate them, I'm going to release Compound Path, come in here, get rid of this little thing because I don't need him. I'm going to highlight all these things. Be careful that you're highlighting. If you can see there, these little things, all these little cuts are in gray. I want to catch them all, and then I'm going to make that a compound path. And now you can see that's a separate thing. I'm going to come over here, highlight everything here, make sure I captured my little pieces, make it a compound path. Okay, same thing here, make it a compound path, make it a compound path. Okay, now I have to tell you, I'm going to well, I'll just keep it like this. Sorry. Okay, so I'm going to take the word love, and I'm going to fill that with I'll say pink. I'm going to do the same thing with the word you. I could have done them together. Okay, I'm going to take these things, move them over, take this, and I'm going to put this about right here. I want enough separations for my letters. Okay, I'm going to do it about like that. Does that U look too big to you? Are you saying? Okay, I'm going to make it like that. Okay, that looks a little better to me. Okay, so I'm going to take this, and I'm going to weld it over here. Now, see how similar? I'm just right-clicking. I'm not having to go off screen. All these tools are on the edge, tops, and bottom of your screen, but in Silhouette, most everything is just a right-click away. Okay, I'm going to put this thing, let me fill it, just so we can see it a little better. I'm going to fill it with green. I'm going to fill this one with green. And I'm going to put these where I think I would want them. Come up here, and I'm going to curve this one just a little bit. Do I want to make it a little littler? Let's make it just a little bit littler. Yeah. Okay, and then I'm going to take this one and make it like about there. About there. Okay, I may make him a little littler too. Okay, so now I've got what is not the best looking title you've ever seen, but it's starting to be a title. Okay, so all those things are in place. I'm going to come around and grab them all, kind of move them to the middle just so we can see them. I'm going to come up here to my favorite button, I think, on the whole kit and caboodle, offset. Okay, you hit the word, you circle everything you want to have an offset, hit this offset button up here, come over here to the word offset, because you can do internal or external. And you can already see the red line around there. It was set at 12. I'm going to lower it to 10. And that gives me an offset. So what I can do now, I should have grouped these things, dead gummy dumb. I'm going to pull them over. And you can see now I have an offset for my title. Okay, I'm going to fill it with black. Wait a minute. I'm going to fill it. I hit the fill button. It might work. Okay, I'm going to fill it with black. So now you can see when I move these things back. Now, you know, it's not going to print black. You're going to put your paper on your mat, and it's going to be whatever color you make it. But now you can start seeing where I have a cuter little title. However, that was a whole bunch of green stuff there. So I'm going to take these things away. Take this away. See how easy it is to move off the cutting mat. I'm going to go in tighter on the screen for what I do, just so we can see it better. Okay, I'm going to grab these two things, and I'm going to hit the word duplicate because I want my green backgrounds. Okay, now I'm going to take one of my second favorite tool on this whole thing in Silhouette is this knife tool. Oh, I hope you can see it, but there's a knife right over here. Once the knife comes up, I'm going to type. I'm not going to type. I'm going to pick freehand and solid. Okay, so that when I cut, that gives me two separate pieces instead of creating a hole. It makes each piece whole. I mean, like instead of creating an open end, it creates closed end. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Let me go in a little bit closer because I'm blind. Okay. Okay, so I'm taking my knife. I've got it on freehand, and I'm going to just do what I think would be. Oh, that's got a bump in my leaf, but so they have bumps sometimes. You can refine those things any way you want. Okay, so I've got that separated there. I've got that separated there. So now I have a separate flower. I'm going to go here and separate these little boogers. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm going to separate these little things. So now they're separate, and I'm going to separate this flower here. Now, not to get too complicated on you, but if you're looking at that going, oh, that's just so messy, I can't stand it. If you come up here, hit select, hit the this flower, come over here and hit the edit thing, you will see these little nodes come up, and you can see where I can now go and fix my flower. How easy was that? Okay. If you right click, you can do the same thing. I'm going to actually show you here. You can click on the node and get rid of it. Click on this node and get rid of it, and you can see where it's starting to shape that flower prettier. Okay, so that fixed that up a little bit. What else did you see? Oh, you don't like this, I bet. What do I do on that? I'm going to start deleting some points. I could just drag them out, or I could have gone slower when I was cutting. So you can see now where it's starting to make it a little smoother. And then I can just put myself a point in there and drag out the curve. Okay, so that looks a little bit more like a flower. I'm not worried about these. It looks like the greenery just grew up over the bud. Okay, so now I'm going to zoom out. Excuse me. And I'm going to show you where I have separate pieces. Yay! Okay, so I can delete these. I'm deleting the leaves. Okay, now I'm going to just select all of these things. See how fast that is? Hit fill. Hit a light pink. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm going to zoom back out just so we can see. I'm going to take these flowers and, well, I'm going to move them to the front. Move to front. And once I cut them, does that one go there? Yeah, that goes there. You're going to see where they, I'm going to click all this, select it, and move them all to the front. And you can see where it's a whole lot less steps on the silhouette. Okay, and then this one, we're going to say goes there, you think? And this one goes there. So now I may have wasted a few minutes of time, but I don't have to snip them after I cut them. I don't have to waste a whole lot of paper cutting. Cricut does give you a slice tool, but it is you have to use shapes within the program. Let me go back there real quick. In other words, if I wanted to slice this in Cricut, I have to go over here, upload. Oh, I'm sorry, that's wrong. Not upload. Insert shape. I could insert a square, I'm going to say. But where do I put that square to cut off that flower just like I want? I'm going to get straight edges there with no ability to be able to go back and edit. If I want to cut off leaves here, how do I insert that where I get the best shapes? You see what I'm saying? Now, they have circles. Okay, well, would a circle cut that? No, not really. And then once you slice, you've got all these different pieces to work with, and you can only slice two things at a time in Cricut. So I love Cricut. I use it all the time. But this is I wished instead of these insert shapes being your only choice, they had the knife where you could just cut things. But maybe someday. Okay, let me go back to Silhouette. Okay, so we've sliced those, put them there. Now I've made my background. I've got my love you. I'm going to put back right here. I'm going to put my love you to the front because that's better for me. Now, I had this smaller one, but why in God's name should I take the time to cut all that and stuff when I can just duplicate? So I'm going to delete those two. Let me move this out of the way. Let me move this out of the way for a minute. Okay, I'm going to do this. I am going to now just gather all this stuff up, selecting it all, hit duplicate. Duplicated that. I'm going to group them. so that when I reduce the size on them or enlarge them to fit up here, they're going to stay, in proportion. So I'm putting that there. I could have cut the other one, but I didn't. Okay, so now I'm just shrinking this down to where it'll fit in there. And if you can see, I don't have it rotated properly. Okay, so let me shrink it down just a little more. Okay, there's about right. Okay, so that one will fit there. Let me group all these pieces. They'll fit there, and they'll go there. So while it might not be the most beautiful title you've ever seen, it's pretty nice. Okay, so then what can I do? I'm going to move these a little bit further up just for my eyesight. Okay, now I'm going to grab them all. Everything's in place. I'm going to hit my favorite button again, offset, hit offset. It's at the, one that comes up the 0.125. I'm going to hit apply, and I've got a new offset. Now, I'm going to move these things out of the way because sometimes, do you see where when this goes here, let me fill this in. I'm going to fill this with a light pink, let's say. Okay, I'm going to put this back. If you want it to cut these little holes, it certainly can. But if you want it not to cut those little holes, I'm going to grab it, hit release compound path. I'm going to pull, wait, I'm going to get off of it, reselect it. I'm going to pull the big piece away, take all these things, group them, or delete them. If you know you do, if you're sure you don't want them, you can delete them. Anyway, and now you can see where my title, it cuts a solid background. Okay. Whoop, whoop. So now you can see where that's even a cuter title. If you like flamingos, it's a real cute title. Let's take this "Love You" and turn it into something that's not quite making me want to throw up as much. Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay, so anyway, you can see how easily you can make yourself layers and do some creative editing and all with just the my two favorite tools, and that's the knife and the offset button. Trace is my next favorite because it's so easy. You can make a cut and file out of anything. Now, having said that, let me go in and check if these things are actually cutting. And yeah, my red lines are all around there, so they would cut. Now, ladies from Cricut World, if y'all are not familiar with Silhouette program and all, it cuts whatever's on the mat. So if you want it to cut the black, let's say this is where you could put this here. I could put this here. And I'm going to turn it a little bit. Hold on. Oh, shoot. Don't do that. Don't do that. Oh, here's my green button. I'm going to find my little green thing. I'm going to turn this here. Turn this here. Find my green button. Sorry. Turn that there. Put those on the mat. And then that's where, we would just put our pink paper here and our black paper here. Send this to cut. Then we'd come over here if you're only doing one of each. If you're making kits like I make, then you might want to do one. You'd bring this to your mat. If you want more than one to cut at a time, you do this. But if not, you just simply bring these things back. If you want to cut just one of all this stuff, you'd bring these over here. I'm going to hit all this, hit ungroup. So this should have ungrouped all this stuff. So I'm going to bring my green over here. Oh, what? Oh, I'm hitting the edit mode. Hold on. Bring my green piece over here real easily. Put those there. Then I'm going to bring all these things and move them down closer together. And now you can see I could cut myself a little piece of hot pink, green, pink, and then send this mat to cut. So that's how easy it is to work with the Silhouette mat. Now, I want to cut this "Love You" out of chipboard because I want to be able to emboss it and foil it and do all kind of stuff, and I want to cut it out of chipboard. Silhouette doesn't cut chipboard well, so what do? Okay, we're going to go back to, kind of like we did on the Cricut, we're going to pick a shape. We're going to draw a rectangle. We're going to select that rectangle. Here, let me go back up to the select thing. I'm going to select the rectangle, fill it with white, move it to the back, send it to the back. I'm going to go back to my snipping tool. So I've typed in snipping tools come up, and I'm going to hit a new one. So then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to make myself a little frame. So I'm capturing this picture. File, save as. Oh, what the heck? I'm going to call it capture PNG. And I'm going to save it. Then I'm going to come down here and click back to my Cricut file. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to Get rid of all these because I don't need them. Can I get rid of them all at once in Cricut? I think so, yeah. Okay, then I'm going to upload image, browse. Where were we? Oh, we were under documents, and it was what? Capture PNG. So there's the love you. Open it. Moderately complex, we're going to say. Continue. We're going to hit select and erase and start. We select the background. I love this part too. Well done, Cricut. Okay, and you want to make sure you've gotten rid of all the little white spots. Okay, there's one right there. Do you think I can do it from here? Okay, it looks like I've gotten rid of all the white spot. We're going to hit continue. We're going to save it as a cut file. Hit save. And there is our love you. Okay, we're going to insert the image. Now, how do we make sure it's the right size? Well, let's go back to Silhouette. And our love you here is 5.259. Wait, hold on. That's the white square. Our love you is 4.49 tall. 4.49. 4.49. So I'm going to come over here, hit edit. And for height, I'm going to put 4.49. Is that what we said it was? Okay, and then it automatically will do the other size. For some reason, I got a little black thing right there. I don't know what that little thing is. But anyway, so you can see now it should be about the same height on this. It's 4.73 wide, and it's 4.73 wide on the Cricut. See how we check that? So now I could send this to cut on my Cricut out of chipboard, and I would go to my Silhouette, take that off, and cut these. Take this off. Didn't want that over there anyway. And then I could cut these things with the Silhouette and cut the chipboard, with the Cricut. Now there again, this is where I'm saying, how would I had something showing on that other screen that I copied and I shouldn't have when I traced it. But you can see this right here where it's not pretty. How would we get rid of that with the slice tool? Well, we'd have to come and try to figure it out. Well, one of the things I've taught myself to do, because I feel like they need to put what I call a jelly bean shape in. And what I'm saying is a jelly bean is, you'll see what in a second. See these two circles? I'm going to put them together, and then I'm going to take those, and I'm going to hit layers, and I'm going to slice. Okay, because now I've made myself some shape that I literally could go in there. See how it's got an inside curve? I could go in there, try to work this just where I want it. Unlock it. Give myself some more versatility. Put that right there so I can get an outside curve. Oh, I had liked it better. Ooh, good Lord, what did I do there? Okay, I'm going to make it a little bit taller. Move it around. And you can see where I can't. Okay, now I'm going to grab these two things, slice. And it's going to take me a whole bunch of steps to get rid of all that stuff. But you can see where I've made my E a little bit better. Now you can see where the inside of my curve went in there a little bit. So I'd have to put that little piece back. And anyway, but I make myself this shape out of two circles a lot in Cricut so that I could come in and let me see if I can improve that. Cut myself curves. I know it's a lot of steps. Okay, so there you go. So now I can cut this out of chipboard. Where were we? I can cut this out of chipboard. I can go to Silhouette and cut the other pages. The same is true back, so you can bring files back and forth. Don't think they intended for us to do that, but Silhouette, I'd like to be able to cut heavier materials and cut faster. Cricut, I would love to be able to have the slice and the offset and the trace tool. Both would just be a godsend. So anyway, but that's my little version of how I make myself titles. Now, while this one's not cute with the colors I use now, with the papers I select, I think it'll come out pretty cute. Okay, well, I hope y'all enjoyed. Can't wait to get back to making some Valentine layouts and things. And if y'all want to know anything else, just let me know and I'll try to trip through a video. Okay, thank you so